Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Thursday, October 27th, 2022. It is 12 p.m., and I call this meeting of Historic Preservation to order. Do we have any public comment cards to read? Okay, great. Okay, items for individual consideration. A, receive a report, hold a discussion, and take action on the October 4th, 2022 meeting minutes.
Motion to approve?
Okay. This is October 4th, meeting minutes.
Motion to approve?
I noticed a couple typographical errors, and one of them was artist instead of architect, and that probably should be changed. And also, board members are referred to as commissioners in a couple of places. It's not. Okay, the artist is on page 4. And I believe it was architect. And then on the preceding page, at the top, the board members are referred to as commissioners. And that may not have been the only place, but that's where I saw it, where I noticed it. Yes, at the very top, first line. Or when it's down in the page, lower in the page too.
Is that where it reads, Mr. Hemkins stated that it's been a little awkward and hard to work with a new artist? Is it supposed to be architect?
Architect, I believe.
Yeah.
That was my
Architect.
recollection. Awesome, thank you.
You second with those changes?
I second with the proposed changes
Okay.
or requested changes.
Item B, receive report, hold discussion, and take action on applying vinyl signs to the storefront of 318 West Chestnut.
Okay. This applicant has been before the Planning and Zoning Commission and the City Council and has been granted the right to have an escape room at 318 West Chestnut, and they would like to have signs on their business. This indicates where they would place the signs, and that would be what's on it. And they are here if you have any questions. It's the sign's 24 by 17.
Thank you. Any discussions?
I make a motion to approve the signage for 318 West Chestnut.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Item C, receive report, hold a discussion, and take action on the rebuilding storefront windows at 316, 318 West Main Street.
Okay. That building has been before you quite a few times, and so there was a little hiccup, I guess you would say, as the window frames crumbled, and so he needs to know, needs to get approval on what to do next. And let's see, both he and I took several pictures, and it's hard to get the context because of the window. But on the left side, you can see they rebuilt the frame to match the previous outline of the storefront. So that's still there. That's some more pictures that show it, and he's here, and so I think, these are other storefronts that he found in the area, just to add some perspective. Sorry about that. So I'll let him talk.
I have show and tell. So, the consultant that you guys hired, I made a recommendation of my top 4 choices of how to replace the marble or the tile that fell apart, and I put them in order of what I recommended. He came up with what I think were better ideas, and he suggested I bring some samples today. So I brought examples of tile. He thinks that black tile, not marble, and not green, and not painting, and not putting a facade there would be better. So I brought samples of black tile, as he wants us to choose.
Okay. Yes, and we'll pass it down.
I have a whole bunch.
Okay.
Thank you.
So this is one size. When I went to Home Depot and Lowe's, they have black, but their black I don't think is what we were looking for. Their black is more gray. See what I mean? They call it black, but it doesn't look black to me. So this is my preference size tile. We can do that size. We can do the small tile, that's what was there before, smaller tile in shiny black like that, or we can do that size. I ordered 1-inch size little tiles, but I accidentally got the kind that your kids use for. I know. I love it. I hadn't been to much time, so here's what they look like. These would be 1-inch, pretended 1-inch. So they're little black tiles. But that gives you an idea. So I think the choice based off his recommendation is to go with black shiny tiles, either the size of the big ones I showed you or the 1-inch. And I'd be happy with either.
On the 1-inch, are they going to be individually set, or are they on the mesh, like the 12-inch by 12-inch mesh?
I would assume a mesh because it'd be
Yeah.
easier. I also talked to the contractor, and you can get black grout that matches it, so it doesn't stick out like white. And I have other samples of tile, but I think that's what he meant, like, you could put big stuff up if you wanted. I think that was a little bit more modern than what he was looking for, but this is the closest they could get to black as well.
But your preference is the 1-inch.
Probably. I think that looks probably more historic than what they had back then.
That's what Rosin Preservation was recommending too, was the smaller tile. Yeah. Any further discussion?
You can keep the tile. Or I can get it. I can get it later. Is that it?
I think so. Any other discussion, comments? Okay,
I won't have any. No.
do we have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the rebuilding of the storefront windows at 316, 318 West Main, using the 1-inch preferred tiles.
A second.
Any opposed? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was just trying to figure out what I could do with these.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, your name and
Can you please state your name and
Bob
address?
Landon. My home address is 700 Buffalo Springs Drive, Allen, Texas.
Thank you.
sorry about that.
Okay, item D, receive reports, hold discussion, and take action on signage for 210 West Main Street.
Okay. So we have a new business coming in, and they would like a 34 by 116 cut acrylic stud-mounted sign and window vinyl. And so you can see the building. It's the former Grayson title, and it's now going to be Monarch Boutique, and they have a sign up top and then window signage. And they are here
Any questions?
And Donna, the mounting's appropriate?
Pardon?
The mounting is appropriate for the building?
Yes, I think so.
Do we have a motion?
Make a motion that we approve the signage for 210 West Main.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All right. Item E, receive report, hold a discussion, and take action of the addition of a fire suppression equipment and door to the storefront of 301 West Main Street.
Okay, they would like to add fire suppression and also a riser. And I'm going to, it will come in the side door, and they were working with the fire marshal and their contractor on this. I'm going to step aside and let them talk, give you the details. And be sure to say your name and address.
Yes. Welcome.
Hi,
Hi there.
Nick and Jesse, VR, 606 Lake Point Loop, Pottsboro, 75076.
What we're trying to do is got the fire marshal out there and basically walk the whole building to add the fire suppression system to get the best place to come in because the building is on a rise. If we were to put a door anywhere else in the building, they would make us add stairs coming out, encroaching into the sidewalk or even into the back alley. So what we came up with, and this was one of the engineers that we had hired to come in and check the building out, and also the fire marshal, was in the front portion on the side of Rusk up there. They have that entryway over there. The fire marshal was okay with, because there's already steps going up to the side over there, that we could put a door into the glass over there. Like we could match the glass coming in and put in an aluminum frame door to match the existing aluminum frame doors to swing in if we put the fire suppression up closer toward the window. But the only thing they couldn't do was they couldn't put the FDC sticking out of the wall because they have the awning over there and they don't want to take a chance on going to the FDC and in case anything happens, having the awning fall. So they recommended that we run an exterior FDC sticking up out of the ground 3 feet past the awning over there to the right side.
And we would do something, we're trying to match to the copper you guys are already using.
We can
for
do
your
anything
beautification.
antique, rustic, anything to go in. We can match the design you have going with the new construction coming in downtown. And basically, if we had those colors or any types of designs, we'll pay the extra money to make it work so it matches the motif of any fire hydrants or anything going in, light poles, clocks, whatever's going to match out there. We're basically trying to get approval to put it here so that way our design people can get going and then they can start digging it. But as far as what goes in there, we can still work on what you would like to have to match it, like colors. We don't know the colors that you're putting. I don't want to put red and then you guys have gold or copper or something that you would prefer to have. You can give us the exact color. We can have anything made for that exterior FDC going there. We can get almost any color to match what you have. As long as you give us a color, we can get it matched, we can pay for it. But the fire marshal says this is probably the only way that this is going to happen for them, unless you guys allow steps protruding into the sidewalk area.
First of all, I just want to let you know that we're very excited about this. I mean, 2019 is still heavy on our hearts, so we appreciate what you're doing for our downtown.
Well, we're excited too, so we're just kind of going here. We're like, okay, what are they going to do? What are they not going to do? And we're just kind of seeing, what are you going to let us do? We don't have any problems with spending any extra money to make it right or whatever is going to work for everyone else. But it is on the side of the building. It's not on the front. And this is just the beginning part. I'm sure we're going to be in here a little more often as the construction gets going a little more. But this is just so we can get the fire sprinklers going and get that resolved. Once we can get that resolved, then we can go further into what we're doing inside and outside on the other side. But until this is approved, we're not gonna go any further, because by law, we have to have this in there for what we're doing.
Discussion?
So it's not an issue of, I mean, you've done your research, your due diligence, this is where it's gotta go. It's, what you're asking for is what architecture, what, the color, that's what you're.
Can we put that stub out there, and can we put the door in the glass?
The door's an easy one, I think, because it'll be matching. And it's,
Yeah,
and it's
and I
up there
printed.
already. It's just that more concern is with the FDC that's a standalone rising outside of the wall, because it's not actually mounted to the building, it's stubbing up out of the concrete.
Yeah.
Or if there's anything else you would like over there, like a brick planter put around it, I mean, whatever might make it better for whatever you would like to see. But no one's gonna go any further with us on anything until we get this approved. No one's gonna do anything. The fire marshal won't approve a plan, the guy won't draw the plan without your guys'.
I understood, and it's not inexpensive. So what are your suggestions?
Our suggestions is we're fine with this right here, we're just trying to figure out on the antique, the door, like I said, is real easy, it's just.
We're gonna match the doors that are already there.
We're gonna match the doors that are already there with the aluminum doors, it's just this right here on the stub up. If you guys approve it, we just need to know what you would prefer us to put there.
Donna, what was Rosin's recommendation?
I mean, there's a ton of FDCs out there that are standalones, but not for something where you're remodeling the town and it's coming anew. I could put a blue one, a red one, a yellow one. You know, I can take pictures of tons of people's, but they're not gonna look like what you're redoing the town to.
Sure.
We didn't ask Ross.
Okay, but we asked staff.
Roger, the fire, the FEC is standard and it's required, right? And so, they can't put things around it like planters or anything.
That the zoning was not allowed to be, a plan was put out, we worked on that last year with somebody else. It's encroaching into the sidewalk area, that would be the only problem. It just depends on, I mean, I understand we're trying to get the business going here and all that. To me, if I have to do it, the city should, you know, I'm not, well, looking at it, should give a little discretion on something being allowed, that allow this, you know, to work, as long as it's not out into the sidewalk area. It's up close.
We're thinking most 6
Tight,
inches.
tight. That's just my own opinion, I mean, that doesn't mean a lot of people, but, it would have to go through the zoning approved by them. Unless an alternate way can be found.
Well, we can't plumb inside because there's an elevator right there. So we looked every way possible to re-plumb going around, but with the elevator being there, we can't take the plumbing any direction underneath or even through the wall over there.
What about to the steps right there to the left?
It's all open window, and then it opens up into this, what you see in the front.
And they didn't want the fire department to be under the awning.
Yeah, they're trying to-
because if it
yeah,
falls
they're-
down, they don't want anybody to get hurt.
They're trying to take it as far away from the awning as possible for the FTC.
So I think that it's required equipment for them to have fire suppression, in it. It's just, what color do we want? Do we want it to be black, or can they match the color of the street lamp lights that are gonna be there?
And the FTC is 4 inches, and we can keep it within 6 inches off the wall, so it's not gonna be sitting in the middle or on the edge like a fire hydrant would be encroaching. It would be pretty much next to the wall, kind of as if it was a drain coming down from the roof or something.
Yeah.
I think we need to make this as easy on you as possible, so. What should we do?
We
I
want,
don't know, I don't see an alternative.
I mean, right, it needs to
I
be
mean,
there.
our position is to choose, as Donna said,
Yeah.
the architecture, whether it's gonna be black or whether it's gonna be the door frame.
Well, and we were planning on trying to match the color of the clock and the streetlights with some of our trim. We haven't made it that far in design, but that's our intention, is to kind of match the flow of the new downtown.
To kind of change the Sears-looking building was built late and into something that may come closer to matching what you guys have over here, so. But those designs will come later for the awnings, the paint, and all the other
But
stuff.
that coloring is what
In order
we're
for us
trying
to
follow,
start, yeah,
so.
the fire marshal said this is what he'll accept, and that's it. Unless you'll accept steps encroaching down into the back or onto the sidewalk.
Which
I think this is the least intrusive
Right.
means of solving the issue, because we've met with them all along. And also, we're trying to coordinate it with the streetscape, and so they've got to have their plans approved when we tear the sidewalk out, and it's a intricate, coordination that has to be done.
I'm looking at the building as we speak.
Right.
I don't have a preference.
And it's on the side of the building, it's not actually
Right.
on the
It's
main
main,
street.
yeah.
From the full visual, it's on the side. It's at least 65 feet back from Main Street.
Well, and I think it needs to be a different color than the building, so that people can see it. So I would be amenable to it matching the street lamps and the other, the design, the same color as the
Okay.
other metal in
That's fine.
the, does that work for y'all?
The dark color.
Yeah, okay, well, I make a motion that, to approve, obviously, the suppression system's approved, but that it be designed to match.
The FDC to match.
The colors that are
The-
coming in, so we would
yes,
need those
thank you.
colors sometime in the near
Sure,
future.
Donna, can you do
Yeah.
that for me?
Yeah,
Perfect.
I second.
The door,
and the door.
The door.
Improve and the door's gonna face the steps, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so they can get in,
Right.
okay. Perfect.
So we have a second,
Second.
and all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Okay, item F, receive a report, hold a discussion, and take action on the request to repair roof, replace windows, repaint, and add new awning to 325 West Main Street. We were informed right before our meeting that this group needs more time to prepare. They will not be presenting today. Okay. Item G, receive report, hold a discussion, and take action on removing current storefront and reverting original and historic storefront design, addition of awning and replacing of windows at 501 West Main Street.
Okay, so 501 was recently purchased, and they have done demo on the inside, and they're looking at making some minor revisions, I think, to the exterior. They would like to rebuild the lower storefront, add an awning, and replace windows, and they propose to keep the same color on the transom area. And you've got a neat historic photo in there, and then what it looks like now. You've got some drawings of windows, and I think it's appropriate for me to just step aside and let them describe it. Be sure to state your name.
My name is Don Day. I live at 110 East Louisiana, McKinney. This building we purchased recently, we're renovating it. First floor will be retail, second floor will have apartments above, 2 loft apartments. The building has structural problems. The east wall is bulging out, so we've gone inside and built some buttresses to bolt the walls together so it will remain hopefully for another 100 years. In the process, we want to open up all the windows. Now, the architect did what all architects do. He took a little bit of license. He drew in windows that he thought looked good. But I think we would prefer to have the windows on the second floor be sash windows with one glass over one glass as opposed to the multiple glasses. Also, the storefront doors will have one single glass. Now, on the first floor, there are some very small windows up very high that you have to have a ladder to get to. Those will be solid, not operable windows. We propose leaving the brick the color it is now. Currently, my plan is to leave the painting on the front of the building as it is now, knowing that when we lease that to a retail tenant, they will have to have signage, and at that point, we'll address colors. We can address it now if you want to. I'm not hung up on the colors, and we're going to be painting it anyway. But the plan for now is leave it so we have the retail tenant. And hopefully I ask for your approval.
Are you saying the window design at the top, instead of having the grids, you're just going to have a single or solid pane? Is that
They will be
Still have
operable
grid.
windows with one pane over one pane.
one pane over one pane, okay?
Yes.
And single hung, not double sash, correct?
Yes.
Just- Okay.
Thank you for your email the other day too, clarifying questions that we had about the windows.
Okay.
And they'll be metal?
Yes,
Metal
they
windows,
will be bronze metal, bronze aluminum with the base enamel finish.
Any discussion?
No discussion from me.
I appreciate you putting those windows back in. The whole design is beautifully done, very historical.
Thank you.
We have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the windows, and that's all I'm trying to find the right spot in the package. The addition. Thank you.
A second.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Day.
Mr. Day.
Okay, item H, receive a report, hold a discussion, and take action on removing the box covering the front side of the building and returning to as close to the original design as possible at 230 West Main Street.
So this is the building across the street that you can see, Judge Schaffer's office. The applicant would like to remove the box that's been built around the transoms area and then proceed to come back to us after they find what's there and request permission to rebuild it back like the historic photo. And there's one on the right there. So Tony Kai has been working with him to do this project, and so he's ready to move forward with it. And again, they would come back to you for approval once they get that removed. And Tony's also working with them so it's not exposed. Looks like insulation or something. You know, in the meantime, it would have a good look while they're doing that.
Do we also happen to know if they have plans to take the 1970s window screens off of the upstairs windows? Just curious.
I didn't get any information on that, but we can make that request. I think they will do that. I don't think it'll be in this phase, though.
Do we know where that clock is?
I know, right?
It's amazing.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I make a motion to approve the removal of the box at 230 West Main.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Moving on to staff updates.
Okay, so you remember the sign that was 4 foot and then it was 5 foot? Well,
Yes.
I didn't get clarification on that till the lady brought this with the dimensions on it into me. And the sign is only 4 foot. It's the scrolled frame that was bigger, and we did approve the scrolled frame. And so I went ahead and approved that. It's got the drawing there, but I felt like she was doing what she said she was going to do. We just didn't understand that. So I just wanted to give you that update on that.
All right, well, it is 12:31, and I move that we adjourn.